Right, back again, and up in the old loft, as you can tell, and it's really tight for space up here. But I did get some undercoat on the desk and the side panels. It looks pretty poor, I must admit. Unfortunately, hoping that the top coat goes on better. Just going to use a quick drying satin, just using kind of I've gone for a very light grey. Don't know why. Seemed like a good idea at the time. I just think a grey sort of desk is kind of a bit sort of industrial, isn't it? It just sort of reminds me of the colour that they would have had at some kind of control panel somewhere in the Apollo program or something. I don't know. God knows what was going through my mind when I was in home base. But anyway, that's the colour of choice. And yeah, just going to get a crack on and give it its first coat of colour. I think it's going to take at least 2 coats, maybe 3 on some of the metal sides on there. And but so just going to slap it on, thread in the shed style. No mucking about, just slap it on, and we'll see how we go with it from there. Well, I've give it a couple of coats of the quick drying satin grey. Done the side panels as well. I think you can just about make out that one. And well, yeah, the jury's still out actually on the colour. I'm not really sure whether that's the right colour to use, to be honest. As I said, I was walking around home base and there wasn't that many colours to choose from, and well, I just went with that. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work in with all of the sort of oak coloured, you know, wood or not. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I did put a picture up just on Facebook before I painted everything, with the fascia plates and everything attached, and someone, well, a couple of people actually, came back and said, yeah, it looks like a spaceship console, which was kind of what the effect that I was after. You'll remember that I said I wanted it something like Space 1999, which if you're too young, you have to Google Space 1999 to get the idea. But anyway, I've got a day off today, so I need to crack on with this, really need to get moving on this. So I'm going to cut the video now, and I'm just going to do some time-lapse pictures so I can catch up, because it takes longer in a way to do the videos than it actually does to do the work. That is the only problem of doing videos. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and you'll be able to keep up with pictures. So I'm getting on with that. Cheers, thanks for watching so far. So after just a few more hours work, all the basic construction is now finished. It's still lots of little finicky things that, you know, I've got to work on to sort of perfect it. But so you can get the basic idea. This is kind of what I had in mind. I don't know about that grey. I'm still not sure on the grey itself. But yeah, I think, you know, overall, it's not perfect. You know, I can see a lot of fault with it actually, because I did it. But I think, considering how limited for space I am, you know, if you look around, look, I'm working in my own junk, if you like. So considering how limited for space I am, I've got all these beams to work with. I don't think it came out too bad, to be honest. A little bit of painting to do, you know, I've still got to go around with a touch-up brush, but yeah, you know, you kind of get the idea what I was after, you know, the sort of everything kind of going to be sort of integral into the desk itself. But as I say, so little space to work. You know, even in this camera, just trying to get everything in camera, very, very tight for space. But overall, yeah, I think I'm relatively pleased. I say there's a few things I've got to work out now. When I put the equipment in, I want to do some power management. I don't want all the equipment on the same circuit. I want the radios to be isolated on a oh, sorry, camera cut out. But no, so I want everything to be slightly isolated. I mean, if you're not finishing things, I don't know, you tell me. I mean, I had these handles knocking around from way back when I had my little house and I was going to update the kitchen. Bought these little handles. They've been knocking around, didn't throw them out, so I thought I'd put them on. They don't serve any real practical purpose, only when you take these panels off, obviously, you know, a little bit easier to handle. It's just a cosmetic thing. It's just a little bit of tightening up, you know, just makes it look a little bit more like a kind of a rack system, if you like, which clearly it's not. But I don't know, it's just a little bit. And then in the screws there, they're actually those sort of mirror screws, you know, the ones you get to fix mirrors into things. I mean, I just got those because they weren't really all that expensive. In fact, they were quite cheap, and just that they get the little chrome caps on, you know, just looks, it's just, I don't know, just little finicky bits. So yeah, there's still things that I want to do to it other than the power management. I've probably got some plans to sort of just do something on the around the top there. So plenty of improvements in the future. The side supports worked very well. The whole thing is incredibly stable now, without the radios in it, you know, the weight to hold it down. So the whole thing is a lot more stable than it would have been. So that's been a good thing. I've got a bit of painting to do, you know, just sort of go around and also touch a few things in. Right, so I think the next job is to I think just get all the audio equipment in for now, and get it wired up and sort of get it working, and from there, you know, we can sort of basically sort of see how we're going to get on with the power management. So I better get on with that. Okay. Well, there you go. That's all the equipment we're going to have on it for the moment. I just got to wire all that up. That's going to take a month of Sundays, isn't it, to do it properly, do it nice and neat. Oh, I don't know. What have I done? But no, yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. I still think I might just do something above the top there. Where are we? Just up there. At a later date, I might sort of just build another panel just up there. But I think for the time being, that covers all of the base lines, and I've also got this pull-out shelf here, which I've got an idea for a mixer just to sort of go there, and a digital recorder as well for when I'm doing the Hertz Beds and Butts net. And yeah, so well, I just got to do some wiring, and I want to try and get it all nice and neat, and all the antennas and everything. But yeah, so if I get on with that, and then hopefully when I come back, everything will kind of all be lit up, probably in flames. No, it should be all right. Oh, I don't know. You get it all at Fred in the Shed channel, but anyway, thanks for sticking with this video. I know it's going on a long time, but cheers, and I'll catch you on the next bit. Well, a update on the video. For you guys, of course, it's all seamless, isn't it? I don't know why I say that, but this is Fred in the Shed too. I can get away with it. But right, not a lot's happened, to be honest, over the last week. I was getting over that cold, as you remember, and I've still got a little bit of that. And then I unfortunately had a quite a minor accident, but the result was that I've either bruised or broken a couple of ribs. So yeah, everything's been very, very painful for the past week. I've not been able to really sort of drag my sorry ass up into the shack to do some work, but I have done today. Not that it's a great, you know, it's not the most interesting job, but what we've done here is put some more of this foil bubble wrap sort of insulation around to sort of block off this part of the loft. I know the camera suffers quite badly with this, so just sort of forgive me there. But yeah, we've now got this going all the way round, basically, which will stop some of the draft blowing through, because obviously lofts are insulated. No, sorry, are vented, and you've got kind of like little vents in the soffits and the fascia board. So but all that makes it rather cold. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. Nothing particularly interesting. I have got a light panel now, which if you subscribe to Freddy in the Shed 1, you would have seen my brief review on that. Pretty bright, roughly 400 watts they reckon in light power, 3,200 looms. I don't know about that, I'm not sure, but anyway, with any luck that's going to basically fit just across here, which will not throw a nice bit of brightness all over the radios when I do the videos. Of course, the only issue with this is whether or not that it will actually interfere with some RF on the radio. These cheap Chinese power supplies are notorious, so I don't know if that's going to work. It wasn't expensive anyway, but I'm going to give that a try in a bit, and we'll find out. So yeah, that's it really. I say it's kind of slowed down a little bit now, nothing really major to report. I think there'll probably be maybe one more video when I've got everything set up to my liking, and then I'll do a proper video for Freddy in the Shed 1 to sort of show, you know, what's been going on. Obviously you guys have been following it through these videos. So there you go. Right, I'm going to leave it now and get on with this light panel, so back in a minute. So here we are, we have finally made the very last part of this Freddy in the Shed 2 video, number 2 on the radio desk, because I've got everything now working. I've still got quite a lot of work to do. You know, it's not entirely finished, but that can be future videos. But yeah, everything, as you can see, is up and working. I'll just quickly run through that very briefly. Also fitted the 1200 by 300 LED lamp, or light panel if you like. Decided to use it firing backwards, because basically, you know, when I thought about it, I'm actually sort of working inside what is really a light box now, because we've got all this highly reflected foil, so it gives a much harsher light if you fire it forward onto the radio bench than if you fire it backwards. And I'll give you an example. I've got it wired into the tuner here, so I'm going to flick on the light now, and there you go. That helps the focus on the camera a lot better. And as I say, I've got no RF at all on the two HF sets. I have got a little bit of RF picking up on the 8800, but then I'm only using an unbalanced dipole on that. If I was using a long wire, maybe. So, but yeah, everything else is working sweet. So we've got the scanner there working, picking up its usual aircraft and buses and things. Got the amplifier now wired in with the graphic equalizer. Just helps a little bit on the radio, being able to, you know, pick a few things up and sort of tune. So I've even got the old Sharp 1970s tuner here, and it still works. I mean, you know, just pick up a bit of Radio 5 there, and you know, I do predict that these old sort of brushed aluminium 1970s hi-fi components at the moment so cheap on eBay. I paid about £20 delivered for this, and it's lovely, you know, still works. You've still got all these lovely analog dials, and yeah, it's fantastic. I predict this stuff's going to go absolutely crazy, you know, over the next sort of 10-15 years. But anyway, we got that working down here. You know, if we all remember, you bounce up as a child in the morning, don't you? And so we can have a little bit of the Radio 5 when I'm sort of up here listening, and also we've got the Yaesu there also wired in. Nothing really much going on, but we've got that wired in here to the stereo itself. So again. So on the 555 there, not much happening, but through that I can run it through the graphic equalizer, you know, sort of slightly take off some of the hiss, certainly when I'm on FM, for example. And you've got bass and treble as well, so it just gives a little bit of equalization. But ultimately, what I have got down here, which I haven't had time to play with yet, is I've got one of these mixing desks. Okay, so at the moment, at present, now I know that I could run the MD100. I know I could run that through the mixing desk there and then back into the Yaesu. But for the moment, I'm just going to run the audio out of the radio through that, and then into a little digital recorder, and then try and improve the recording on my videos. sort of do the radio, so people can hear themselves, and mix it all together hopefully on that, instead of having to do it via the software, which just takes up a lot of computer resources and all that. So yeah, basically that's it. I'm ready. Look, I've got the proper camera set up here, and I'm just about to do the Fred in the Shed 1 video, which so I can show all this sort of, you know, working. So I'm ready to do that, and then once I put that one up, I can put these two kind of hack together videos up. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, you know, as I say, it's not entirely finished. Still some things I want to do, but overall, you know, I'm pretty satisfied. I think for someone that's got such limited woodworking skills, and you know, I'm totally humbled by these people that, so like Roy, for example, that I know Roy was, he said himself he used to work in wood and that, and I'm totally humbled by these people. But I think for someone like me, you know, that I really hate wood, I really do hate woodwork. I think, you know, I think it's come out quite well. I'm actually sort of quite pleased with it. It does what I want it to do. Everything is nice and neat. Yeah, it's getting a bit messy around the back now we're getting the wiring in. But yeah, you know, I'm quite pleased. It's sort of it's a nice kind of uncluttered place to come now. You know, after work I can just sort of come up here and everything is accessible. And yeah, so I think you know, for once I'm actually quite pleased with my results. All right, sorry this video has gone on a bit too long. I don't know what the time is. It's probably getting up to 17-18 minutes, so I know it's a bit long, but this is Fred in the Shed 2. This is what it's all about. Thank you for sticking with the video. I'm going to be doing a lot more project stuff this year, and I'm going to be putting most of the bulk of it on this Fred in the Shed 2 with a kind of shorter video on Fred in the Shed 1, so people don't have to sort of go through all this crap, right? But if you like this sort of thing and you don't mind, you know, listening to me waffle on, then please subscribe to this channel, Fred in the Shed 2. I've got about 44 subscribers at the moment. I want to try and build it up a little bit. I want to try and get to 100 subscribers, you know, try and get a little bit moving on this channel. So please, I kind of would ask you to please subscribe and support me on this channel. And if you haven't already done so, and if you have done so, well, cheers, thank you very much. Okay, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with it, hope you enjoyed it. Big Fred in the Shed thumbs up, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye bye now.